We're back, guys, here. Some more highlights from game number 2. You see, the one time that big seismic shove came into effect was with the Rise to get that first blood. Things started off well here for Battlecomics and ended pretty well. A lot of cool Rise realm warps today that Dove is proving he's pretty good on the champ.
And they just used things that are often so linear in different ways. Almost every use of the Talia ultimate was for an objective. The Rise ult was used for himself, for others, for all sorts of reasons. The game was slowed down until Sora could run a pilot and solo kill him, and, you know, Battlecomics did basically everything right for a second game in a row. Even an extended remake, a pause, a chrono break, all that happens, and yet Battlecomics do come out the victors, and we don't know if it's going to be a clean 3-0, but Battlecomics with 3 match points look like the team most likely to go to LCK 2019 Spring.
For full disclosure and bragging rights, I did predict the 3-0 here from Battlecomics. We'll see if they can actually get it to happen here. Papa Smithy, I'm excited for the new teams to come in. Everybody will remember MVP and the history and great games they've brought to the LCK, but you said it before, the winds of change are coming, and I can't help but agree. These new teams are looking so strong. They've done their practice, and I think these guys definitely deserve to be in the LCK.
And I think you deserve to be Prophet Valdez after being next to Prophet Crumbs. And, you know, I had some Prophet Papa moments. Prophet Valdez, actually the one to outlast them all. Potentially today.
We'll see if they win game 3, too.
Exactly. I'm just talking about the Prophet on the horizon, not the Prophet we currently have. We enjoy what we can see, and what we can see is a 2-0 lead for Team Battlecomics. I always have to fight the urge to say Bitcoin. Zyrakan Rise, that is a Battlecomics first round, and you know what? They have side selection in game number 3. MVP didn't move them off the red side. I imagine Battlecomics gonna choose red again, and they can get Zyrakan Aatrox or Zyrakan Rise. That sounds like Battlecomics really happy.
Definitely does seem that way. I really do feel like Dove and On Fleek are carrying this team by the bootstraps right now, and it's a couple of really fantastic players. We'll see if they do stay on this one. That is Sunke, and this is also...
This looks like the main character
like
from the Scooby-Doo franchise. What's his name? I
Fred.
forget. Yes, it looks like Fred, actually. Fred looks like he's checking out somebody.
It looks like handsome Squidward, actually.
Fred, who are you looking at? Is it me? Oh, thank you.
He's looking at the other less handsome Sunke on the other side. Oh, boy.
On the left, it looked like Sunke from like the Wii Maker, you know, like when you're making your Wii character, the
exactly,
me.
Yeah.
And then it's Fred. Checking him out. Love it. Well, getting a bit of cheek there. That might be an LCK cheek. Maybe you should stay away from that one. The graph is definitely trending upwards for the side of Team Battlecomics, but until it's official, we will not be able to celebrate that change in MVP. Can they show their LCK status and fight back a reverse sweep in our final LCK game? Would be awesome. Holy crap, wow. We're popping off with our drawings today.
You know, you always got to show them up, right? You always got to be better. And that is a lot better. They're not even in the same realm as, wow, nice drawings there. We had the Griffin drawings. How about some drawings here for Yandu?
That looks like a cow emote, actually, as I don't know what's going on. Crying, potentially something worse than crying. We're just going around showing everyone's artwork on this auspicious day, last day for SPO TV. Few weeks removed from the last day for OGN. Unique flavor of being in Gangnam, the heart of Gangnam here at the Nexon Arena. We're having an unnamed chocolate bar. We can't advertise any particular chocolates.
Cover the
What would you hope it is?
Logo.
It looks like a Snickers to me. I would love a Snickers right now.
You know, Snickers doesn't sponsor the broadcast, but we can try to get them as sponsors for the podcast. I love Snickers.
Or could Battlecomics get a Snickers sponsorship? That'd be sick.
I would love it.
Any confectionery is welcome.
Cover the logo.
Whoa, it's Garen.
Ooh.
ADD has always hovered the Garen, but never locked it in. Let me now definitively say that now is not the time for the Garen. They showed us the support Scion when it was asked for, though. MVP have done stranger things.
ADD saying, grab my hand on that Garen sign. And I saw even someone in the chat saying, why do they keep putting ADD on tanks? He's the only one who's actually good. Put him on a carry. Well, we saw him on Camille up against Battlecomics, and, well, wasn't good.
I can see the GP. Maybe that's the one, because we think that Soar will continue his only tank plays. To be honest, though, he's looked really good on tanks. His teleports have been really, really good. So
yeah.
Shout out to Soar, who has gone from being a 10th in the LCK top laner 2 years ago into 2.5 years later, being able to rock those top lane tanks. It seems like the chrono break has delayed the start of game number 3, by the way, guys. So just waiting for the lobby and everything to go in so we can start pick and ban.
Faces on the side of MVP don't look too good. Everybody's just a little bit forlorn right now, but they gotta pull it together. It looks like we're ready, guys. Pick and ban has started here for game number 3. And Battlecomics are back on red. They chose it. Gotta be feeling pretty happy about that position.
Saw them sipping there. I would assume corn silk tea, but could have been barley tea. Always a very common question of what exactly are they drinking, because it's clearly not water. Speaking of not water, that's Bakari Sweat. I saw the top of the logo there. A energy drink. An isotonic, I believe it would be called. But let's call the bans as they come through. A first ban on the Olaf on blue side. Will we see a Rakan or Xayah ban against Battlecomics? Xayah is the one you ban if you don't want to see Xayah Rakan.
The Shen was banned a couple of times, and it looks like they're going to overlook that for now. The Varus comes in. They're saving that last ban. And things are pretty obvious on the side of Battlecomics, who have banned the same 3 champions, all 3 games.
Would be Gragas as the final ban. If that's to be followed, MVP, they will not allow Aatrox to come through. They won't be first picking it either. No value for the Aatrox in the previous game.
Tom Kench.
So the Rakan Xayah, I think Xayah would be the one you'd have to go for if you're going to crib one away. Otherwise, the Ryze and the Tahm Kench are available. So let's see what happens here for MVP. Have to do it on the blue side because they lost on their side selection in game number 2. The Kai'Sa is available. Could definitely be looked to, but Kai'Sa was not the first pick that was winning in game number 1.
Couldn't quite get there. It eventually got to a very aggressive draft from the side of Battlecomics, but remember they did have the Olaf, so things could look a little bit different.
We'll see if it's the completed Xayah Rakan. Xayah Jungler is possible. Xayah Ryze also possible, because they could just take Morgana, and Joker can go in his Ultra Comfort. You guys are joining in and wondering what the stakes are. Winner of this best of 5 goes to the LCK. The loser is relegated to Challenger. And you are correct, Battlecomics is 2-0 up in the best of 5.
Thinking again here.
Hey,
okay, Camille.
All right. Now this is a cool takeaway from MVP because ADD plays top lane Camille. Yondu doesn't really fit him as a jungler. He doesn't go that aggressive in terms of jungling. But this is a almost 100% jungle pick coming through from the side of Battlecomics. And MVP, they want to fight early. They don't want to go Sejuani into the Camille. They're going to take the Skarner.
Hovering the Garen.
They did pick the Scion support, Valdez.
You know, I don't think so.
He's not laughing at this point.
Yeah.
MVP could have taken Ornn in this spot to have the Ornn-Skarner combo that can be so disruptive in 5v5 fights, but it seems like Max is going to be moving on to the Alistar, wants a trusty pick. Doesn't take the Rakan when it's available.
Very interesting. Could have taken that away, but then the Morgana is left over. Anyway, they're going to pick it instead. Don't want to play Rakan into that bot lane. They're going to go with the Morgana.
And it really helps out the Camille in the mid to late game when Camille engaged is going to be important. No headbutt away, which tries to come in with the hook shot, so can always be very, very valuable. Can the Morgana and Joker again. Ultra default for him as a support player. In the second round, we talked about Ornn-Skarner. The Ornn will be banned away And at this point, AD says, please don't ban any top laners. I don't want to play Maokai again. The Mundo will be banned. The Cho'Gath's still available.
Definitely could consider it. The baby here still believes in MVP. I don't know what that baby's thinking about. Okay, let's eat the sign.
Yeah.
She was not impressed. Poppy also going to be taken off the board.
Final ban here. Will there be another top lane tank? Did they just ban Cho'Gath? That would be crazy to think of, but given ADD versus Saw, you'd understand it. What's left, you say, about the top lane now? So much is gone. Saw plays one carry, and it's Jace, and he's actually going to take the Jace.
Wow, okay. Bit of a switch up here. You were just talking about how he's so good on the tanks in the top side. Maybe you jinxed him as so many got banned, and he was forced into his Jace. And now what is ADD really going to play up here?
You do not want to play GP. The Maokai is going to be returned to an old good matchup for the Maokai, but this is talking about eons past. And MVP say, we still got our one strategy. Back to the Karma, back to ADD. Picking this Kai'Sa for Pilot to be the big carry.
It's going to be all on the shoulders of Pilot. He looked pretty pissed off after those first two games. And now he looks ready to go. Shoes are off. The gloves are off, too. He wants to get in there and carry his team. And what are they going to go for? How about a comp to dive that back line?
This would be also the dream of any Camille jungle. Start invading, baby. Galio's going to be there first. Can be so powerful in the mid game, can allow the Jace to overextend as well. Kai'Sa needs time. Kai'Sa and Karma need those 2 to 3 items each. Will they get there as Battlecomics are looking to close the door on the MVP 2.5-year stint in the LCK under this ownership, and also splits past with MVP Ozone, MVP White, MVP Red, MVP Blue. There were so many MVP squads when I first started casting Korean teams in 2012. Will this MVP squad be the last to play at the top level in Korea?
Battlecomics want to be the ones to take their spot, as they're not thinking about the storied history of MVP and all their teams. They're saying, hey, we're a new team, we're Battlecomics, remember our name. We are going to be the new team. And well, I like the draft. From the side of Battlecomics, you can really just flash on into that back line. The question is, will you have enough damage to kill Pilot anyway through all of those shields if the game does go late enough?
Let's see how big OnFleek can get. Rank 2 challenger playing the Camille. He only goes one way. This is a man known for relentless aggression. I'm ready for some playmaking. If you're Yondo, you say, how the hell do I get a Scuttle Crab when Galio Camille are always going to be looking to take you out?
It's hard to create space when there is no space. The gap can be closed so quickly by this composition from Battlecomics. Looking to get aggressive once again. Can they get the 3-0, or will MVP start the reverse sweep?
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
Safe to say MVP has about 3 times louder of a chance. Will it help? Will it work to get this team back on their feet and somehow come back and win 3 games against a team that looks really impressive?
MVP fans have come through so much adversity. Remember the season where they were marooned as rank 10 on the LCK ladder and actually managed to jump up to 8th and escape relegation off of ADD having a renaissance on tanks. That was summer of last year as a counterpoint to them qualifying for Rift Rivals, finishing 4th in spring of 2017. But all you need to know is 8th into relegation tournament has been the trajectory after the 4th place that MVP were able to pick up. I believe it was 6th in their first season, 2016 summer, into 4th, into 8th, and then from there, double relegations. So unfortunately for MVP, they've never been able to arrest that slide, and now they find themselves with 3 match points to their enemies.
It's going to get interesting. We've been talking about how Pilot is the big carry for their team. If he can win against this kind of composition with the help of his friends, man, that will be really impressive, right? This is not an easy composition to do it against. We've mentioned it many times. Just as the final point, he seems to be the big carry. ADD has taken a back seat into the tank role as Pilot has become the alpha of the team. Can he do it when it matters most against one of the hardest compositions to survive against is the big question. Can't wait to find out.
It did get nice wards. See if you notice MVP had a ward around both scuttles. It's on the entrance on the left there. Very close to the Spire if you're looking at the mini-map on a small monitor. You do want to... Basically, you have to have those wards. One strategy in this sort of a scenario is you bring a sweeper level 1 and you say, no, you're only getting 1. By camping that brush and stopping there from being a river ward, because you want to deny any information possible and increase the chance that Camille gets the drop onto Skarner, the Galio plops himself on top and you pick up a first blood. Not going to see that just yet.
You ever read the book Hop on Pop?
I did not, no.
It was one of those Dr. Seuss books. I don't know if that was the title, but there was a page of Hop on Pop. I think it was Hop on Pop. That's what I always think about when you talk about hopping on in with Galio. I guess Camille is Pop, and Galio's the little kids in the book that are hopping on Pop.
As you know,
just a side note, as nothing else is going on.
I like calling it the Goomba Stomp, personally.
Yeah.
But for my Super Mario analogy, Ian walks up to OnFlake, but Galio's actually quite slow here.
Yeah, surprisingly slow. Looks like there was a wave underneath the turret, and so... You know, a little bit of damage there with double buff from OnFleek, but he's only level 3, and it is Karma.
And at the end of the day, against Jace, Galio, and a Xayah lane, you got a Scuttle, which is already pretty good. There's no shutout here. In terms of the 2 Scuttles, Ian comes back with a Dark Seal and a Prayer in the mid lane. He wants to keep pushing. He wants to ensure that Dove's laning phase pre-6 sucks. As, speaking of sucky laning phases, seeing Max walk up, but doesn't actually register the stun on Joker or Hollow.
Yeah, just a bit of trading back and forth. Pilot has been a menace up against Joker here. Can be pretty annoying. Trying to actually just advance onto a level 4 Jace. Doesn't do bad just because of all the minions that were there. The runes from the Maokai in the top lane were Resolve, of course, Aftershock into Time Warp Tonic and Biscuiteer. He just wants to survive, sustain as long as possible. Try not to die.
A lot of respect for base damage. As Sora himself started not a Doran's Blade like you would assume, right? Or a Cull or something like that. He did start the Corrupting Potion here, so showing a lot of respect. Went back, gonna start his way onto, looks like a Black Cleaver as the first purchase. Black Cleaver and Lord Dominic's become more and more common after Lord Dominic's changes. Is looking for a gank. They know Yondu's here. Oh, OnFlake misses the tactical sweep. This could be a problem.
That's a really big one. Trying to lock him down now. OnFleek, though, is taunted up there for just a minute. And ow, actually, Dove is able to do a nice amount of damage onto Ian. The rest of MVP is going to get that first roam, but Joker was there first. In the end, nobody dies. No Flash is burned by OnFleek as well.
And in any moments like this where the Camille comp falls back with no advantage gained, advantage should be to the side of MVP. We talk about this whenever we see Camille jungle, which admittedly is more often recently. That Camille jungle is that must first pick first ban champion in the LPL, where there is more kills per minute by a lot compared to the LCK, where Camille's strongest time, which is often pre-6 and just the ability to gank from level 2 onwards, just gets waited out, and then it's just a Camille dying on the front line after using her ultimate, dying during the 4 seconds even at level 16 that ult provides. In this particular game, no action for Camille just yet, but Camille has her super best friend in Galio for what should prove to be one way to actually keep Pilot dead in the start of a fight.
You'll notice the respect that Yondu shows around the Scuttle Crab. He says, okay, pushing in the mid lane from the Galio. I'm not going to try to 1v1 a Camille right now. You were mentioning how just the one Scuttle Crab was good, but we'll see just how many he can sneak in the future, because OnFleek definitely going to be looking to control all of those objectives.
Wants to spend as much time on single target camps or champions as possible. Doesn't really want to go take out those AoE camps. We'll see if a Tiamat is purchased. My first thought is no, but always can be considered onto something like the Camille. Even saw Lee Sin going Tiamat in the LCK recently. So if he People taking those options. Every Kai'Sa player knows that if you hit those Void Seekers in lane, they do a lot of base damage, about 130 damage or so. So feel good about working down that health bar. No potions forced from either of these Doran Shields carries just yet.
Oh, he pulled the feathers back. That's really awkward. He's going to miss a bunch, and the game is going to lag.
Visual lag, by the way, guys, not an actual game lag.
I know. I was just false hyping it up.
I know you know, but we do have some people that just get about 10 minutes in and don't actually get to know about all the previous things. So sorry about that one, guys. I was watching a lot of Tracking the Pros, because as we talked about yesterday, it is that early Christmas for us League of Legends fans, and all the interesting hodgepodges of players from around the world are currently playing against each other. A lot of visual lags in that spectator mode as well, so it seems like just a client issue at the moment. Hopefully gone before Worlds.
Yeah, you never experience it in the real game on Fleek, though. Waiting for the moment. He pushes up here, Ian. Got to be real careful about that. Really trying to bait him in here is Dove. And Ian, though, is going to be respectful. We've seen so many Karmas in the past get behind early, blow their flash, and then get ganked again and again. Ian's trying not to be just another statistic.
And Skarner playing the fun game of taking Raptors and Wolves and coming back mid lane to be there for a counter gank. On Flake is, you know, it's not a game issue, by the way. No pauses, he's just chilling. I don't think this is going to work on Flake. I think maybe work towards your Wolves.
There's just nothing on the top side of the map.
Except for the scuttle, which is keeping him here, apparently.
Ooh, Pilot really low now. Joker looks like he got it in. The flash on in from Hollow, first blood. He's probably going to have to trade his life, though. The one-way trip just come in, and actually a kill in the mid lane as well. That camping actually finally came through and helped out.
I have no idea how that worked. Is Sora taking a bit of damage. Topside has to flash away from the ultimate. Awkward. All right, that happened.
Wow. Okay. On Fleek also going to go for the Mountain Drake.
No one expects the 60 seconds of camp in the mid lane. But that is what it took in the end for the Camille to pick up the kill.
Uh-oh, Joker.
Is he just dead?
We talked about getting caught before, Joker. He doesn't have his flash, and there it is. Definitely a mistake, but nice capitalization by the bottom lane of Max and Pilot.
Usually that sort of greed is reserved for the AD carry who's 100 gold short of his BF sword. Seems like Joker was trying to just come in and push the lane forward again and again with the W. We started here. This is what we were watching on the minimap. We can see the extended camp. It was a blade caller there, and just a full burst from Pilot. Got away from the second start of the R. Here's the other side, though, as finally Ian walked up to put down the lane ward. That's so funny. He walked up to put down the lane ward to track the Galio, and that's when he finally died.
They were just waiting for it. They knew on wave number 4 that he was going to go for that timing.
Calculated.
Yes, very much so. What a play.
The flash, as you mentioned, not going to cover him in glory either. All right, Hollow, this time better last hitting under turret. Uh-huh. All right.
Okay.
Okay, so far so
Pretty
good.
Good help from the support. Nice.
All
okay.
right. Golf clap from me. Did
there
it.
You go.
Nicely done. See, one mistake. Next time, much better.
Does put him about 18 CS behind. Definitely not what you want here. Hollow having a rough time. Pilot's aggression in the lane alongside Max. Definitely doing its job.
Yondu hops to Predator. Not really sure what for because it's Galio. Sora up top lane. He's actually gone for Executioner's Calling. Maokai healing is a little bit less often, but is still a nice big value, so wants to slow him down as much as possible. Sora plays all the tanks and Jace, so you best believe you can play both sides of Jace matchups.
Yeah. And I hope I'm not expecting much, but definitely isn't the cleanest Jace I've ever seen of all time. Looked a little bit more impressive on the tanks, but I guess I'm pretty spoiled. You know, we got Khan, we got Smeb. It's kind of hard for us LCK casters.
Cuvée on a good day, too.
Yeah.
Dove continues to be Galio. Watching Battlecomics. On Flake's top side, do they actually have enough damage to take down the Maokai? We're going to find out.
Here he is. They do have Hextech Ultimatum. There is no escape for ADD. Is he going to flash? He is, but one shot blast, not accelerated, but one auto will do the trick. That's the second player on MVP to flash after it, not just accepting their death.
There was no inevitability to the kill to the final auto hit, though. There was no flash on Sora to follow with the auto. Just finds the range, just overkills by about 20 damage. They get that kill, walk towards the Rift Herald, but they don't finish it off. Gonna watch the replay here. ADD comes in at what, 70% health? And it was about 80% when the fight starts. The EQ hits. Nothing is dodged. You can't be untargetable for long enough to also dodge the hook shot. That would have been more damage decreased. The press the attack buff is still there as the auto comes in. The overkill is real, but not by much. Important that Battlecomics picks up any advantage they can, because notice the gold lead is not there.
Good communication, too, from Battlecomics on Fleek and Sora, saying, hey, he just put a sapling in that bush. Do not go in there. And they just waited that long engage range from the Camille, really helping out. And he's going to have that back here, actually, relatively soon. Wondering about his runes, but either way, Max takes a bunch of damage on the backside of this fight. Still hanging around this mid lane here is on Fleek.
Stopwatch actually purchased by Ian, doesn't want to deal with all these ganks mid side. And here's Dove.
Oh, he actually flashes away from that one. Big respect, especially because of Maokai down on the bottom side. Big engage. Max ults at the end of it. And now here's Pilot for the follow-up. He's going to get that passive. One more auto does it, and a double kill to the Kai'Sa already.
Hollow had 88 mana, so could not use his ultimate at the end. Important chase down kill. Athene's is done. First item is done, and 3 kills onto the Kai'Sa. Is this where the MVP fight back begins?
Definitely could be as well. Pilot just barely didn't have his flash in this one as well.
Now watch the replay. Max goes in. He actually doesn't use his ult early. Nice burst there. Is in the picture-in-picture. We're seeing a bit of pushing him. I believe Kai'Sa died.
Pilot died, and actually the big streak, 600 gold, was given to Camille. So, ugh.
I guess he pushed for one wave too many, as we were alluding to earlier. Oops. I guess you can say about that one. Reminder, it is the promotion tournament.
Yep. At least it's not the losers match anymore.
No, we're the winners of the losers and the losers of the winners.
Sounds good, I guess.
Sounds confusing.
Yeah.
Is what it sounds like, but we can now see the replay on Fleek is shown because the ward is disabled and it was just placed. And Pilot thinks he's fine. He really isn't.
I guess he just didn't realize. I don't know. Didn't see him coming on in. Now we're 2-0, 2-0-1 on Camille with a shutdown kill, which is an extra 300 gold.
That all seemed a bit easy, if I'm going to be honest. And maybe it's a gold transfer from Hollow to OnFleek. If you ask me who I'd rather have a nice streak on, I would say OnFleek. So, glass half full for the side of Battlecomics. Not sure which way the graph should be going, up or down. We'll leave it in the middle. For now, it does mean the Trinity Force into Guardian Angel might be a bit earlier for OnFleek, whose his hook shot is down. Yondu wants to keep onto the Scuttle Crabs. Do notice, it is 2-2 in Scuttle Crabs, so not going to be completely monopolized by Battlecomics.
OnFleek hops the wall just in case they needed him up on the top side, as it was getting pretty low. Sora was thinking about it. He wanted to get greedy, but did back away. Would love that first turret of the game to get that extra gold on your Jace. That'll be nice. Another engage in the bottom side. Joker gets extremely low. Nice blade caller though, and Pilot is gonna have that stopwatch, but Joker is gonna time it with the stun, and now Max, all the daggers get pulled back. Those feathers, can he get the kill though? The one last auto, and that's gonna do it. Sora in the top side also gets it. The game is falling apart.
They're even killing a Rift Herald. The death is being brought everywhere by Team Battlecomics. Dove doesn't even have to use his ultimate, and the Galio comes winning around the map.
It's a good time to be a Battlecomics fan. They are
this
going
is
to
what
sweep
we
them
call
up here.
an excitement bubble. The excitement bubble for Battlecomics is really, really growing at an alarming rate. We're going to watch this one. Remember, it was just a 2-0, and we get a reverse 2-0, not 5 minutes later.
It's all Hollow. Does the damage to Pilot. holds him in place. I think he actually wasn't in range of Joker, and he couldn't do the damage. Then all the feathers are out there. Joker just stays alive on the backside. Keep in mind that Alistar was 2 levels above Morgana in that fight, and they still lost.
Another point to remember, excitement bubbles, big problem for KT investors. We don't have definitive information about Team BTC when it comes to those excitement bubbles. Maybe they're actually good for them.
Well, the thing about bubbles is that they last and then eventually they burst, Papa Smithy, as everybody who invested in any kind of coin in 2017 knows. And, well, when does the bubble burst for Battlecomics? Because so far, I'm pretty happy with their play.
It's time for another 2 for 0. Which way is it going? We don't know.
Not able to land that binding, but they did have On Fleek coming as well. How about a second Mountain Drake? Yondu is here, though, so it's not going to be guaranteed. Let's see how far On Fleek goes for the Dragon. Not far at all.
Gonna start it. Didn't look at his item timing, but will not have Trinity Force just yet. I want to see Dove Goomba Stomp someone. He's kind of just been wave clearing. Not often there's 6 kills in the game, and Galio not involved in any of them, I believe.
Yeah. How does Galio do that? It's pretty impressive.
That's Dove, man. He's next level.
It's like, actually, you only want to use your ult after level 11. That's the only time it matters. I'm like, I don't know about that, Dove.
Well,
we'll see.
Maybe he heard you're only as good as your use of your first ultimate, and he wants it to be really good.
Looks like we're going to have an opportunity for that first ultimate, by the way. All that pushing in the mid lane gets Ian behind. And there's the bait here from Joker. He's going to land one stun, it looks like, onto Max. Hollow is going to be zoned out, though, in the TP. Hollow in a really awkward spot, and Max is still there, but how about the one-on-one? On fleek onto Ian here, but Yondu's in position. The Galio comes in, but it looks like he went a little bit too far. Finally does go down. Nice follow-up engage from Max. He's going to get a double kill now for the Kaisa, and everybody on BTC is on the run now. Soar going to have to flash away from that one. Pilot not able to follow up, but 2 kills as Battlecomics go too deep.
Battlecomics too sloppy when they were actually pulling the trigger, couldn't get any value out of the first ultimate from the Galio. He may get an assist, but no more, no less. They back away from this, 6-6 in terms of kills, and this will be the answering Mountain Drake in this topsy-turvy game.
Wow, okay, wasn't expecting this. Maybe the bubble has already burst here for Battlecomics. You would hate for this fight to be the one that gets you behind in this game. See how it is going to go. Pilot sticking around. Really would like to take out the turret. Not going to happen here, but you mentioned the Mountain Drake. Things slowly beginning to go in the direction of MVP.
Maybe this game is a sobering reminder to investors into things like cryptocurrency that maybe watching every moment, every up and down might make you panic and make the wrong decision. If you come back and just look at the match thread, you'll know how things went. You'll be able to make a smarter, informed decision. As I think ulting onto Onflick earlier would have been the real thing you wanted, is there's 3 people there before Galio even completes his ultimate. From here, Dove has his flash up, but doesn't choose to flash into the control-warded brush that MVP had. Would it have been enough to change anything? He uses his flash defensively, as we do see the Rift Herald crashing down the mid lane outer turret, and the gold lead is still there for Battlecomics.
Up 2,000 at 20 minutes here, and they're going to be really happy still with their position. One mistake doesn't mean the game is over, especially with a comp like this. Next time around, you just make your Camille Galio combination work for you a little bit better instead of On Fleek just going in and dying to 3 people by himself. So, can knock it up to mistakes for now, write it up to mistakes, but we'll see if they can actually have some better fights as the game does go along.
So we're going to be very results-oriented about these fights. We don't need analysis. This team won, they're the best. But let's focus on something before that. The table setting to us being right, because we just pretend that we're always right. 2 items on Kaisa. Xayah doesn't have the second item yet, and it's a cheaper 2-item build. So right now, Xayah being 30 CS and a mountain of kills behind is a small problem for the side of Team Battlecomics. We still see Onfleek in between items as we're going for a real gimmicky Baron, but it's already diagnosed by MVP. This is 5 members.
They
we're
know,
all
but
in, baby.
Look at the 3 down in the bottom side. Can they get their input in time here? It's down to 5,000, 4,000.
We are so YOLO.
ADD, he's getting on in there. Where's the smite? It's not going to be on time, as it looks like Onfleek is going to be able to take it away. Hollow is left to the Wolves, they say. This is an 80 carry difference game. We don't care about you. And that means that the Baron, and only one kill goes to the side of MVP. Battlecomics are able to sneak that Baron.
That was incredibly YOLO, but at least the timing was there. The wins were there. They knew this was the time where the enemy jungler couldn't react, and they just straight up brute force it down. Almost never see plays like that in the LCK, but here we go. It's with Baron buff. Battlecomics are coming down. All their ultimates are available.
Poor Pilot, he's caught out here in a big way. They're going to use everything onto him. Only Max might be able to get out of this one, but maybe I spoke too soon, as this team is pretty good at chasing. Double kill over to the side of On Fleek. He's pretty on fleek on this Camille. Gotta love it.
You're watching Battlecomics this game and you're saying, damn, wouldn't it be fun to have them in the LCK? It may go on to be that they end up being the strugglers. They do have some players where you feel like in some roles they might be exposed. But when things come together, this team is super fun to watch. After having bottom teams that don't know how to win when they're ahead. Kind of every season, that's the 10th place team. It seems like when Battlecomics get ahead, they have some really innovative ways to try to close the game.
You guys did see this. I should probably talk about the live here, as ADD is going to get engaged on. But how about a TP from behind here from Pilot, looking to get on into it. Looks like only Dove is in that backline. The rest of Battlecomics going to leave him to the Wolves. Take a look at the other lanes, though. Jace in the mid lane with Baron pushing that on in. They'll make that trade every time.
If that's an investor play, that's a lose-lose there, and that was definitely a low-reward, low-risk play that's not going to change anything from the side of NBA. And look how many teleports they use. They use 2 from Ian and Pilot, and they lose 2 turrets. You know, it feels like we're getting a bit of a tutorial on how to buy, and it feels like MVP. That bank account's going bust at this point.
How far can you go, Papa Smithy? That's the real question. This bubble isn't ready to burst anytime soon. And, well, really like their play style. Battlecomics, I have to say, we weren't talking about them at all when we started this promotion tournament. It was all about Damwon, and probably MVP was going to be the second team that makes it back in LCK. But now it's all about Battlecomics today.
Now I really need to know what the rules are on sponsors for teams, because suddenly there's a lot of orgs who are eyeing Team BTC for 2019. Saw walks up, he's probably dead.
Yeah, you know, you're not a tank this time. No Cho'Gath in this game. Trying to trade it onto Yondu, but there's not much that he can do here. The TP is coming in, and actually, I spoke way too soon. Yondu incredibly low here, and Sora gets out. Can he actually snipe him over the wall is the question. Not going to go for it. Dove now in a hard position, but does have that stopwatch. So many stopwatches. Big knockup from Max. Isn't going to win them the fight. But no, the Winds of War do come in. Missed hook shot by On Fleek. He's not able to follow up. In the end, it is just going to be 1-for-1, and a pretty precarious start there for Battlecomics.
Teleports are up on both ADD and Sora, but as you can see, respawn time is over 30 seconds. So won't be seeing that just yet. We back away, more action. The Baron buff is just about to wear off, but they got a lot of standing gold with all the turrets we saw rolling around. Only bot lane has an inner turret. Every other turret is down. This started off with a face check. How did it end up like this? It was only a face check. It was only a face check. He still lives for so long after the start of this. Turns out, Jace tankier than we expected.
You build a Black Cleaver, and apparently that's all you need if you want to be tanky in a game. Surprised that On Fleek didn't try to go for the snipe. Wanted to actually fight up against Ian with his sweeper.
From there, there's a lot of tanky engaged, a lot of threat. And On Fleek misses his hook shot. For once, that's why he's ranked 2, Valdez.
What? He's behind Tarzan. Tarzan would have hit that hook shot.
He would have.
100%. We actually do know it. He would have hit that hook shot. Oh, man. Can he carry his team to second place? I'm sure he'd be pretty happy about that. That's the real question. What if next year it's Griffin #1 and Battlecomics #2? That would be a weird world.
Sign me up, baby. That sounds great.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been spoiled when it comes to summer season being the biggest meme killer, but also the biggest hype generator. Sometimes the League of Legends didn't really follow all the checklists, but man, was it fun. Seeing Camille off on the flank. Pilot needs to really choose his time to even show, because Camille is pretty damn good against the Kai'Sa, and that's why things are really falling into place for Battlecomics. There's a 6,000 gold lead for them as well.
Oh boy, ADD on the Maokai, just the sad Maokai. Hasn't really been able to do much in this game, and now he's spotted, trying to get on top of FLICKR here. He's gonna be just fine on the Camille. Camille, really good in the jungle if you can get a start. You know, if you don't get that start, if you don't get the gold, you look so weak, and they say, why did you even play it here in the jungle? Okay, Hollow in a bit of trouble here, but remember guys, it is Galio, but is it now Galio's turn to be in trouble? Big taunts here, some damage, but most of it just gonna go on to Dove as Joker now going too close to the flame. The flash forward now from Pilot. Should be able to get the kill on a Joker as well. Nice little play there from MVP.
Really good to see. Pilot has for so long had to watch and not even reveal himself, but he goes in straight onto Hollow, who's late on the ultimate. They know FLICKR can't be there. They're going to take an inhibitor with this push.
Okay, talk about bursting the bubble. Looks like MVP want to do it personally here, as they're going for a lot. I mean, we're talking 20 seconds on the Galio now. Are they going to save for the inhibitor? It looks like no. Baron about to spawn here in 30 seconds. They don't want to overdo it.
And what about the Kai'Sa? Is she ready to absorb the Goomba Stomp that will come her way, turn around, stand, and deliver? Because we're getting closer to maybe territory. It was no for the longest time. The maybes are there. This is Pilot doing it all himself. He waits out, he hits his own Void Seeker and says, doesn't really matter if Galio comes in. Camille was killing minions on the top side and could not be there. Good read, good use of the ultimate also from the Maokai, who actually dropped the cat skin. He had enough of the memes. He wanted some serious thorns on the side of Bitcoin, and those thorns do make Bitcoin bleed this time. And yes, I did say Bitcoin
Yes,
twice.
you did. You're getting it now, Papa Smithy. You're getting on the hype train.
I haven't invested yet. For full disclosure, no
Okay.
Bitcoins.
He owns 0 Bitcoins. Nice snipe there by Yondu. How about that for damage? Pilot, if they don't engage on him and he's doing the engaging, it actually looks quite nice for the side of MVP, who are nearing that moment. You know, we're 30 minutes in, but Pilot got so many kills that he's a little bit ahead of the curve here. 6 kills in total for this Kai'Sa.
See what the item choice is defensively. There's full damage for now. Knows he needs to kill the front line here from Battlecomics. It's mostly the Galio, for being honest. What do you build as Kai'Sa? Do you build Zhonya's? Banshee Veil? Kind of hard to tell. Second Baron of the game is not going to be rushed down by Battlecomics. MVP on top of this one. Now, Sora is in the base. Are they just going to go for the steal? It looks like it.
It's going to be up to FLICKR trying to get in
He
there.
got
He
it!
gets it! The super early smite from the side of MVP. The Baron is taken, and we're going to the moon as Battlecomics are looking for the play.
Keep chasing. That's all they have to do. The game will end. Jace got Baron buff.
It looks like this might just do it. Soar with the Baron buff might be able, but the TP comes in from the Morgana, and they are able to lock down Pilot finally. And the TP did come in from actually Maokai and Karma down on the bottom side. I'm losing my mind.
This is the high part of the market. This is when everyone has started buying Valdez. Teams like Team Battlecomics are going to close this game soon. It might not end here, but Pilot is dead for 33, and Jace does plenty of damage.
Might just be 33 seconds too long. You lose your one carry, and you're going to be hurting for it here. Big slow, big taunts. They're going to get another inhibitor, and they're pushing the top lane at the same time. Hollow, nice follow-up. Looks like we're going up, up, up for this BTC team. Will they get that third inhibitor? Looks like they're not going to go for it just yet.
10 seconds on Pilot. They take a deep breath. That's 10 seconds to be tussled up, and then, of course, Pilot doesn't need to run very far with the home guard buff and also the ultimate. What a moment in this game. FLICKR is so desperate for the LCK. We already said, whether it's Battlecomics or no, surely he's done enough already. He pops in, he gets the Baron, and then Jace, who was pushing pretty fast already, had the Baron, and it was Operation Zombie Interrupt for Battlecomics.
Looks like Yondu didn't even use the smite. Really unfortunate. I thought the smite was early, but it was actually just a burst of damage, and it was perfect timing there from FLICKR. As you mentioned, he's desperate for LCK. He wants to follow up all the other challenger teams that are making it in now. Griffin up there, Dom1 also getting in. Battlecomics want to be number 3.
FLICKR has had the best jungle performance by far in a promotion tournament. The only comparable one I can remember was Spenasonic Boom when Floor, now known as Flawless, who went over to the LPL, showed off his Lee Sin a couple of games in a row, and whatever you say about Flawless's games, and yes, we can laugh about Buffless, his Lee Sin was another worldly when he played it in the promotion tournament. FLICKR has been better and more consistent on so many different picks in this promotion tournament that whether it's on Battlecomics or a different team, it would be a tragedy not to see him at LCK next year.
I'd say 110%. I mean, he's just too good. Somebody's going to pick him up. I just hope he gets the money that he deserves because he's pretty insanely good, as we can easily tell here. Push going to come on up to the top side now. They're looking to try to end this game and make LCK.
All right, here we go.
ADD, can they get the engage? Max comes in, can't quite do it. Ian and Yondu taking a lot of damage, and here comes on FLICKR. Just threatening on the right side, and that means they cannot stop that inhibitor.
I think it was really smart. He kited out, but here we go. 3 inhibitor waves going to be coming very soon. Not the easiest base defense for MVP, but not the closest range team either from Battlecomics. Can they do this? They don't have much Baron buff remaining.
They might just have enough, though. Look at how much damage it does. In goes Pilot into the top side. Just look at the Kai'Sa. Can he do it? The Galio engage, not going to be good. Pilot is able to do damage on the backside. Takes out 2.
He's dead.
But they take him out finally. And it doesn't look like Ian is going to be able to stay alive here as they're going to get the kill. And guess what, guys? We got Battlecomics in the LCK.
3 teams promoted in the same year. Griffin went on to finish 2nd in LCK Summer. But now we have 2 teams in LCK Spring 2019. When it does go to Jungak at the Riot Lol Park, it will be Team Battlecomics joining Damwon Gaming and the era of MVP and previously ESC Ever, now BBQ Olivers, a 2.5-year era in the LCK ends 1 day removed. That is the sort of narrative to join all the other crazy ones. You could not write better.
I love how happy the head coach is, too. He ran out in front of us and went in, hugged all his players. Definitely well-deserved victory, but you always got to remember the losers. Yondu, definitely feeling it, right? They had that moment where they go to Baron, and maybe with the smite.
What a heartbreak.
That would have been the win for them, maybe, but they're always going to blame themselves. It's a really sad moment for MVP.
You just want to go in there and hug ADD, because I'm sure he has that same thought of, why did I have to get sick at the end of the season? Why are we even here? It should have been Jin Air. We just had to win 1 more match. Even more game wins would have changed things, but here you are at the final time of asking, the end of the era for MVP. They won't go to the LCK next year. A real heartbreaker for a team that has been so popular. They represented Korea internationally last year. Now they are relegated, and here's the end of the piece. Kim Soo-hyun with the captain. It's Joker from Battlecomics. He gets to join the teams up here. They will be going to LCK in 2019.
Yeah, fix that one. Make it green. There you go. You're in the LCK. Those guys, man, really, really strong. We'll see if the lineup stays together or what happens, but Battlecomics today definitely won a lot of hearts of the fans and heavily deserved this one. The 3-0 victory, the prophecy coming through actually came true, and a really fantastic moment. This is the one moment as a pro gamer, as a coach, when you put in so much time in Challenger League and you're like, now I can finally say that it's paid off and I am a true top-level pro gamer in a pro team here in Korea.
And Battlecomics as an org did it the hard way. In spring of 2017, they finished last, 8th place in Challengers then. Joker was there the entire time and now becomes the oldest active pro gamer in Korea, 3 months older than Score. He gets to join the top flight. And everyone on the team, there was no true passengers this time. It wasn't just on FLICKR and Dove as the crowd. Both sides actually give a very warm applause to Team Battlecomics, but they're the real feel-good story because they don't have the sponsors. Only Battlecomics, the online graphic novel comic distributor here in Korea, is their sponsor, but they'll hopefully find some because a wonderful victory, a 3-0 also to crown you the Prophet Valdez. Really, really hard journey for them and for Joker as well, specifically, who's been around but never actually played a top flight game in many, many years. They can go home, they can celebrate, they get a really happy holiday. Meanwhile, MVP, we wonder if the super best friends will finally be parted. This was the key moment, 133 HP too early, and the second smite and flash is enough for OnFleek to first get in there and also interrupt the backs later.
Definitely a heartbreaker for MVP and for Yondu, the whole lineup. We've seen them for so long, and I hope we see some of them next year anyway. We'll see which one of them do get picked up. If any of them do, I would say definitely Pilot has a place on one of the teams in the LCK. That would be the obvious choice.
Really awesome game, really awesome story. Motion's starting to get me a little bit now because it was does represent a lot. The change here is very on the nose in so many different ways, but such a big congratulations to Team Battlecomics. The memes are fun. Twitch chat have themselves a new favorite team because they're so easy to cheer for or to laugh at. 26,000 damage, mostly into Maokai. Pilot tried his best, but it wasn't yesterday. It wasn't enough to actually close the game. I think we're gonna get an interview and just have a chat with Battlecomics. So well deserved.
Here we go, guys, all the new fans. I'm gonna hand it over to Ji-Sun. She's gonna translate the interview. We'll see you guys in a bit.
This is Ji-Sun with the last interview translations, and we're gonna start off this interview with OnFleek and Dove from Team Battlecomics.
승리 축하합니다.
Congratulations!
기가 막히에요.
How tall are you?
191이죠.
I'm 191 centimeters.
이상은 된다고 생각했는데 전반적으로 키가 굉장히 크네요.
You are tall.
그래서 그런지 약간 무덤덤한 느낌인데 안 기뻐요? 소감
Aren't you happy? How do you feel right now?
LCK 뭐 꿈이긴 한데요.
LCK is one of my
저희
dreams.
팀에서 연습하면서 갈 수 있다고 생각했고
I had the confidence that I would be able to make it, so I'm just happy.
선수도 약간 얼떨떨한 그런 표정을 좀 짓고 있는 상황이 되겠는데 신장으로는 이러면 LCK에서 견줄
I
사람이
guess
별로
you
없을 것 같아요.
would be the tallest member at LCK.
없지 않아요?
그런 프레이 선수도 키가
Maybe,
크다고
or I mean, there's
저도
Prey
프레이 선수가
also.
키 큰 걸 알고 있는데
네.
저도 인터뷰를 해봤잖아요.
Well, I was aware of Prey, but I feel like you are much taller.
전 본 적이 없어서 잘
Well,
모르겠어요.
I actually haven't seen him before, so I don't know yet.
이제 계속 볼 건데.
We're gonna see him there now.
사실 그 온플릭에 대해서 집중이 굉장히 많이 됐었어요.
OnFleek, you are the most hyped player of the promotion series.
많은 분들께서 공유했었을 때는 그래도 아직까지는 몰라.
Well, some of the people had a little doubt on you, but I think you have proven yourself today, especially game 3.
그 한타.
Baron Steel and the team fight.
그때 서포터 조커 선수가
Well, the Joker, the sport said,
블랙실드를 줄 테니까
he said he's gonna give me the shield, so just go in and steal it. So yeah, I was confident,
자신감 있게 들어갔던 만큼 결과도 좋았던 것
and
같습니다.
I was able to pick up great results.
플래시드 꽂 들어가서
네.
너무나도 완벽해요. 사실상 이 타이밍
Clean play.
약간 느리게 대자연 마스가 가동됐는데 못 들어가려는 시도였는데 그것도 이제 동영이 안 되면서
블랙실드 때 덕분에
It was all because of the black shield.
계속해서 눈치를 조커 선수 쪽으로 주고 있는 평소의 압박감이 좀 느껴지는 상황이 되겠는데 오늘 배트코믹스의 그 팬 여러분들도 많이 오셨잖아요.
There are a lot of Battlecomics fans out here.
파이팅 소리가 좀 들렸어요 안에서?
Did you hear their chanting and cheering?
오늘은 네, 안에서도 잘
Up until
들리더라고요.
now, I actually haven't heard of
매우 좋습니다.
their chanting, but today it was so strong and loud. Thank you all the fans.
이제 이어서 도구 선수를 만나볼 텐데
Moving on to
도구
Dove.
선수는 사실 처음에는 그렇게 집중이 됐었죠. 약간 무슨 아내의 유혹 뭐 찍는다. 이게 뭐 앰비션 선수의
People said you look alike, ambition.
그런 식으로 집중됐습니다만 오늘
But
경기는
now,
엄청
there's so much
좋았습니다.
tension about your performance.
우선 뭐 이길 줄은 알아서
I knew that we were gonna win, so I'm not that happy.
가서 유지를 한다면
But
그때 가서
the fact that really matters is that we have to remain the consistency of a performance up in the LCK.
전문가들이 애초에 은근슬쩍도 계속 얘기를 하고 있었어요. 그런데 실질적으로 처음에는 약간 덜 드러나다가 점점
I think
안정감
at
있는
the end of
장면으로
the
많이 나왔거든요.
promotion series, I think everyone was so surprised by our performance. How was performance of yourself today?
것처럼 딱 나온 것 같아요.
I think I just played just I normally do, not that much great, but I was also playing without any mistakes. And we had good synergy with OnFleek together, so I think overall it was all okay.
잘 풀어내야지 되는 그런 조합으로 오늘 저는 이제 경기를 좀 많이 풀었었는데 그래서 그런지 팬들의 응원들도 자연스럽게 이분은 굉장히 민망해하시네 계속 지역들고
Nice.
전반적으로
Nice drawing over there.
평가들이 많이 있었습니다. 그리고 인터뷰를 제가 봤는데
And
이미
in the
우리가
previous
올라갔어요.
interview,
예,
he said
리안스였어요.
there are high possibility of going on up to the LCK.
LCK 올라가도
How are you able to call that?
어때요?
일단은 해봐야 알 것 같은데 일단
Well, we have to
아직까지는
find out up in the
자신감이 좀
LCK,
유지는 될것
but
같아요.
well, I think I'm gonna
왜냐면 이
remain my
자신감을 보면 제가
confidence
느꼈는데
with
그리핀
me.
경기
아,
그 선수들의 모습들이 약간 오버랩 됐었거든요. 그리핀도
Well, you guys remind me of the Griffin players. They were so confident in the early seasons.
흐름들이 나올 것 같아요.
딱 그 정도까지는 약간은 무리지만
Well,
이제
not as much as Griffin, but I hope to perform as much as they can.
1위까지는 안 가겠지만 한 1, 2위를 다
They're not up to the first place, but competitive in the middle and high rank.
있을 것 같아요.
Yeah, I think we'll be able to make that.
들어봤습니다. 지금 사실상 제 옆에 거의 최장신처럼 보이는 옴플릭 선수도
We
있겠습니다만
have the tallest member over here, but at the same time, we have the oldest member in LCK here.
조커 선수
It's
한번 모시고
Joker.
들어갈까요? 네.
The sport.
네, 이쪽으로.
Please join to the stage.
승리 축하드리겠습니다.
Congratulations.
사실 조커 선수가 약간 늦깎이라는 얘기를 좀 들었어요.
I heard that you're
잘
quiet
모르시는 분도
old.
계실 것 같은데
how-
언제부터 이게 주로 이제 프로씬에서
How old are you,
좀
and
활약하게
since
됐는지
when did you play? Start to play in the pro scene?
작년 여름?
Since last summer
1월 달부터
or last January?
2년 만에 이렇게
It has been 2 years.
그 전에는 그러면 어땠어요?
대학교 생활하면서
I was actually going to college and playing League of Legends was my hobby.
취미로 하다가 여기까지 온 거예요?
And you ended up being a pro?
몰래 했었어요. 집에
Well, I used to like it, but our parents, I thought that my parents would not let me play as a pro player. So after I graduated,
LCK로 했네요?
I became a pro player.
이거 주변 친구들 일단 나이까지 나와서 미안해요. 제가.
So that is his age,
그동안에
born in
이제
1991.
앰비션과 스코어가 이제 92년생 동갑으로 가장 이제 여러 가지 뭐
So
경험치를
you are gonna be the
담당하는
oldest LCK member
진짜 이 정도의
joining in, followed by
선수가
ambition and
이렇게
score.
등장했을 때 예전에도 메이저리그부터 시작해가지고 나이 때문에 좀 약간 처음엔 이러다가 그 선수들이 아주 좋은 성적을 거두면서
There are
막 그런
other
등장을
great
많이 했었어요.
players
야구도
who
마찬가지고 농구도
played
그런
so
경우가
well
있어요.
in other
어쩌면
pro
조커도
scenes,
그런
regardless of their
흐름들을 보여줄
age.
가능성이 높다라는 이런 얘기들이 좀 나오고 있는데
Do you think you'll be
어떤가요?
able to pull
이제
that
취미로
off?
생활했지만 이제 LCK 들어온
Started
이런
as a hobby,
드라마틱한
now you're a
상황들에서
pro.
좀 자신감이 좀 있습니까?
Do you have confidence enough?
늦게 시작했지만 정말
Well, I had a very late start, but I'm doing what I love, so I wanna leave no regrets at LCK.
많은 분들이 계실 거예요. 그리고 조커 선수가 물론 지금 챌린저스 코리아에서도 좋은 장면 보여줬지만
There will be a lot of fans supporting you up in the
전 세계
LCK.
팬들이 집중하는
And you
리그에서
know, all the global
경기를
fans will be
펼치는
looking
상황이잖아요.
forward to your
그리고
plays
조금만
at
더 가면
LCK.
전 세계의 선수들과 붙을 수 있는 환경들도
You might be able
조성이 돼요.
to face them
그러면
at international
지금 약간
leagues.
숨기고 있었지만 친구들 이거 다 알아요? 지금 온 거?
친구들이 많이
Your
응원해줘요.
friends know that you are a pro player.
부모님은
Now they
어떠세요?
come here to support me a lot,
지금은 이제 많이
and also my
도와주세요.
parents.
그러면 이게 완전 쐐기 박을 순간이 왔습니다. 부모님께
Is there any message
지금
for your
LCK 올라갔잖아요.
parents?
한 말씀 해주신다면요.
항상 응원해주는 우리 가족
Thank you
지성
for
너무
my
고맙고
family being so
가서 또
supportive,
잘할
especially my
테니까
brother.
잘 지켜봐줘.
I'm gonna show great plays at LCK, so keep supporting for me. Thank you and I love you.
자 이제 또 한 명의 선수를 만나봐야죠. 오늘 그동안은 우리가 항상 얘기했던 탱키한 그런 챔피언들 위주로 좀
So
잘한다는
let's
인식이 있었던
bring
선수인데
one more player up here who used to play tank a lot. It's
모셔보도록
Soar
하겠습니다.
on top lane.
승리 축하합니다.
Congratulations.
약간 본인은 아직까지는 약간 얼어있네요.
좀 얼떨떨해서 지금
I mean, everything is so unreal by now.
아직 안
I can't really realize it.
롤파크 안 가봤죠 아직?
네, 아직
You
안
haven't been to
가봤어요.
the long
네,
park
일단
yet, right?
거기 갈 거라고
Not
생각을
yet.
했었어요 사실은.
Did you feel like you're gonna be the one going there?
많이 했어요.
But I
솔직히
used to
나 완전 갈 수
think
있을 거라는
that
생각을 했어요.
I might be the one.
어려울 수도 있겠다 이런 생각했어요.
갈 수 있다고 생각했어요.
I believe that I would be the one going to the long park.
농담입니다. 워낙 탱키한 챔피언들을 잘 활용하면서
You're such a good tank player.
뭘 주든 딱딱한 챔피언들을 들고 있었을 때는 팀원들을
Even
굉장히
today,
안심하게 만드는 모습이
I
있었는데
felt like all the players had
마지막
great
마무리는
faith on you,
제이스였단
but in the
네.
last
이게
game
어떤
you played
의도인지 한번
Jace.
여쭤봐도 될까요?
저희가 이번에 이제 승강전을 준비하면서
During
안정적이게
our
탑
preparation,
탱커들을 주로 연습을
We
많이
used to
했는데
go
네.
with
그 전에
stable
이제
tank
챌린저스
champs.
리그에서는
But in the
이제
Challengers League,
이제 딜러챔을 좀 많이
I
사용했단
used to
말이에요.
play a lot of carry roles.
그래서 이제 이번에 승강전에서 보통 다른 팀들도 탑
So
탱커를
in
많이
the
쓰길래
promotion games, I saw other teams playing tank a lot, but as a wrapping up, I just wanted to play some
결과도 상당히
damage
좋게
dealing
마무리된 것
champion.
같은데요.
네.
사실상 지금 LCK도 굉장히 좋은 탑 플레이어들이
In
많습니다.
LCK, there are a
그 중에서도
lot of
경기를
stylish and
뒤바꿀
dominant
만한
top
선수들, 특히 공격적인
players,
선수들이 많이 주목을 좀 받잖아요.
especially
네.
the
그
one
경기를
who
많이
plays
지켜봤을 것
carry
같고.
roles a lot.
그리고 함께 경기를 펼쳤던 선수들도 올라가가지고 또 활약하는 장면들도 같이 봤을 것 같고.
네.
어떻습니까? 할 만할 것 같아요?
So, are you looking forward to your
그래도
play
어느
at
정도는
LCK?
비빌 수 있다고 생각합니다.
Well, I think I would do quite well up there. Do you want to call out any other players who want to face there?
선수.
너구리 선수요.
너구리.
네.
왜요? 너구리를
Why?
왜일까요?
Why
너구리
너구리?
선수를 챌린저스에서도 많이 이제
Well,
붙어봤는데
I have been facing him a lot during the Challenges
솔랭에서도
League,
유명한 선수고
and
그렇죠.
he is a very well-known
이제
solo
리그에서
queue
붙을
player
때 그
also.
선수가 딜러챔을 항상 잘 썼단
And when I
말이에요.
faced him at
그러니까요.
Challengers League, I knew that he's a good
너구리.
damage
그리고 LCK
carry role
기존에 있었던
player,
선수에서
so I
본인
just
생각에
want to
가장 좀 강하다고
play
느꼈던
against him
선수
at
누가
LCK.
기인 선수요.
긴.
And also Keen from LCK seems so strong.
긴과의 경기는 머릿속에 그려본 적이 있을 것
Are
같잖아요.
you looking forward to your
어떤
play
구도
against
생각했어요,
him?
그땐? 어떤 챔피언으로 붙으면 내가 좀
Which
괜찮게
champion are going to play against him?
거기까지는 생각을 못
I
해봤어요.
haven't
지금
thought
한번
of that
해볼까요?
yet. And the
지금
breaking
당장
news
한번
says
해볼까요?
Soar
지금요?
said he want to take
우리가
down
이런
Keen
식으로
at
계속해서 먼저
LCK.
써야지. 뭔가 이거 약간 우리 그냥 타이틀이니까 생각해봐요.
Just imagine it right
오늘
now.
경기처럼 제이스 대 마오카이면 제가 이기지 않을까요?
Just as today, if I go with Jace against Maokai, I think I will be probably taking him down.
선수 같은 경우도 사실상 저희끼리도 막 처음에는 그 아이디 콜에 대해서
Soar.
이견이 있었어요. 일단은 뭐 글로벌 중계진 같은 경우도 그랬었고.
We just wanna know how to pronounce your name accurately.
여기서 우리끼리 막 얘기했었는데.
네.
이거 아이디.
How should we call your ID?
아이디를 왜 이렇게 지었냐고요?
네네.
Why is your ID
이게
Soar?
그 제가 예전에 그 다른 선수분이
네.
지어줬는데
was another
이게
player
솟아오르다란 뜻이라고 해서
who made
그래서
this
제가
name
그걸
for
그냥
me,
받아서 썼거든요.
which means rising up.
네. 그래서 저 그 닉네임처럼 되고 싶어서 그냥
I just want to rise
이렇게
up
이름을
just
지었어요.
as my nickname
솟아올랐잖아요.
means.
네, 그래서 되게 기쁩니다.
So I'm super happy right now.
그분한테요?
Do you want to say anything to
아니,
the person
그분을
who made you this
누르고
nickname?
올라와갖고
Well, I actually took him down during the tournament, so I'm feeling a little bit sorry.
저 콩두 X 서포터
It was the former Kongdu support.
아이디를 잘 줘줬으니까 이제 고맙다는 얘기를 분명히 할 것 같고.
네.
고맙다고 좀 화면을 통해서 한번 얘기해 주세요.
And message for him.
기사나 고맙다.
Thank you,
이름 덕분에
Secret,
올라온 것
for
같다.
giving me this
앞으로도
awesome name.
솟아오르는 소아르 선수의 모습들 한번 기대해 보도록 하겠습니다. 자 이제 원딜러 한 분 남았죠?
So
할로우
let's
선수입니다.
bring
할로우
up the
선수
final
한번
member, the AD carry.
축하합니다.
Congratulations.
이게 사실은 할로우 선수가 마음고생도 많았을 것이.
Oh, I heard that you had a lot of struggles during the promotion series.
좀덜 나온 것 같아요.
네.
어때요? 근데 점점
So how was today's game? Are you feeling comfortable right now?
사실 긴장 안 했어요.
I wasn't actually nervous at all,
그러게요.
but I did struggle during the
근데
game.
오늘은 진짜 몸이 굉장히 가볍다라는 느낌을 많이
I
받았어요.
think today
집중력도
the
잃지
play was so
않았었고.
clean and
오늘
you
경기에는 좀
did not lose your
확실히
focus at all.
아니요.
없었어, 좀 불안했어요.
Well, I wasn't really
언제 가장 좀 불안했어요?
worried about. I wasn't really confident on
첫
my
번째랑
plays
두
in
번째
the early
경기는
games.
무난하게 조합이랑 이제 픽이랑 벤 할 때
First and second
네.
set,
좋아서 그냥
I think
뭐
we had
무난하게
really
이겼구나
good draft.
싶었는데
But
첫
game
번째 경기 때
3,
제가 더블킬 따였잖아요.
I got double killed by
좀
pilots.
이거 지면 문제 있겠는데
So
싶었어요.
I thought that this could
하지만
be a
그럼에도 불구하고
problem if we
팀원들의
lose.
합으로 이제 경기를 잘 풀어냈으니까
네.
더 좋았던 것 같은데.
Thanks to other
어땠나요?
players, you
이제
guys were able to pick up the
사실
win.
원딜러들이
네.
좀 어려운 경우도 많았었고 메타에 따라서 막 혼란스러운
You
경우도
know,
많고.
especially
내가
this year, there was a very
원딜러인데 원딜을 못
chaotic
잡아야 되는
meta
경우도
as an
생기고 막
AD
여러 가지
carry.
상황들도 많이 생겼잖아요.
네네네.
어떻습니까? 이제 LCK를
So how do you see yourself at LCK in the next season?
경기 충분히 자신 있습니까?
Are you confident?
자신은 있다 없다보다 가져야 하는 쪽이 맞는
Well,
것 같아요.
그래요?
네.
그럼 누구를
I think every player should have a confidence with them.
내가 잡을 수 있다보다 이 선수를 내가 잡아내고 승리를 거두면 분명히
Then
내가
who do you wanna face at LCK?
라고 머릿속에 그리는 선수가 좀 있을 거잖아요. 어떤 선수
한 명 있어요.
누군가요?
I can
Viper
think of
선수.
one, Viper.
네.
이유가 있을까요?
Why is that?
제가 바이퍼 선수가 개인 방송을 하는데
I
네.
saw his
정말
stream
보면서 많이 배우거든요.
and I learned a
네.
lot.
그래가지고 그냥 제가 약간 꿈꾸는 롤 모델?
He's my role
느낌의
model as an
선수라서
AD carry.
그냥 제가 이기면
Maybe in the
아,
future,
정말
I
나도
just hope to
잘하는구나
take him
라고 느낄 수
down,
있을 것 같아요.
and that I would be able to think that I'm a really good AD carry player.
이제는 굉장히 위로 올라간 선수기도 하니까 그 부분에서 자신감을 얻고자 하는 그 승리 원한다는 할로 선수의 얘기까지 들어봤는데 바이퍼를 만약에 잡게
If you
된다면은
take Viper down,
봄에서 한 몇 위까지 하고 싶어요?
then
바이퍼 잡으면
which ranking do you want to reach
1위
at
가능할
LCK
것
in the
같아요.
spring split?
아,
Maybe
바이퍼
number
잡으면
1 if I can take him down.
잡으면 일이 가능할 것 같다. 팀 동료들이 굉장히 옆을 바라보는 그런 모습이 있었는데 자신감, 그렇죠? 바이퍼
I
잡으면
see
일이
the
가능하죠.
confidence over there.
아, 그런 거잖아요.
저거 아닌 저거 좀
In the
치워주셨으면
breaking news
좋겠는데.
said, Hollow said if they take down Viper, they will be up
자,
in the
그리고
first
사실
place.
유희진 감독님도 원래 모시가 말까 좀 고민하다가 아 오늘 너무 가족분들이 응원을 많이 오셔가지고 잠깐 보세요.
Lastly,
네, 잠깐
let's
보세요.
bring up the head coach over here.
오늘 뭐 이렇게 많이 오셨어요?
I
저희
see a lot of
가족들이
families out there
원래
supporting for
롤젠
Team
시간에
Battlecomics.
찾아보시면서 원래 응원을 많이 해주셔가지고
Well, our family is
원래
so
오늘도 오지
passionate
말라고
about
했는데
LCK and all the
불쑥
pro
찾아와서
series, so they
응원해주니까
just came up here to support
더군다나
us.
승격까지 해서 너무 기쁘네요.
Especially we even
불쑥
promote this,
찾아오신
so I'm
것
super
치고는
happy.
굉장히 고퀄리티의 치어풀과 더불어서 이
All the
프로의
cards
손길이
they have been
느껴지는,
holding up.
그런 작품과 더불어서 왔거든요.
네.
I could
누구
see a
누구
lot
오셨어요,
of
오늘?
effort.
저희 오늘 어머님, 아버님이랑
There are my parents,
누나들이랑
my
매형이랑
sisters,
저희
and their
조카들까지
husband, and also my
추석이네요.
nephew. It's a holiday, right?
다 같이 온 것 같아요.
다 오셨네요?
Yeah, the national holiday is really close. I think they were able to make it up here.
그 외에도 응원해 주신 분들이 상당히 많을 것 같아요.
네,
There
저희
must be
회사분들도
a lot of other
항상
people also
경기
supporting
이기면은
for
축하한다고
you.
연락 주시고 저희
네.
All the
대표님이랑 또
people
주변
in our
팀분들이
company and
항상
also
이겨서
my
축하한다고
friends,
연락 항상
they
해주시고
always
응원해
text us
주셔서
like
도움드린 것이
congratulations.
아닌가.
그럼 그분들에게 좀
I
감사의
think it was
말씀
they were
전하시죠.
being so
네.
supportive, helped us
저희
out a
팀
lot.
되게 부족하고 되게 노력해 나가는 팀인데 항상 이기면
Team
이겼다고
Battlecomics,
축하해
we still have a
주시고
lot
저도
of way to
포기하지
go and a
말라고
lot of
응원해
things to
주신 모든
prepare
대표님과
on.
회사분들과
But
또 제
thanks to
주변
all the
지인분들,
support from
그리고
our
우리
fans and
선수들,
our
지인분들,
company.
그리고
And all the players working so hard, we were able to make it up here.
저희 팀 이준영 코치한테 항상 고맙다고 얘기하고
And all
싶습니다.
the coaches who have been working so hard for the team, I really want to thank them.
그러면 사실 이뭐
And he is the
팀원들이나
coach of Team
코치분들이나 이제
Battlecomics.
가족분들이나 이렇게 아끼는 그런 얘기들을 잔뜩 했는데 이제는 사실 LCK
Finally.
붙으려면 지금부터가 시작입니다. 사실상
This is
평균
only
신장으로
beginning of
따지면
LCK.
이제 평균 신장은 이길 수가 없습니다.
Well, I can
제가
say you
진짜
guys are the
진실하니까요.
tallest team
근데
in
여기는 뭐
LCK.
기본이 180이 다 넘어가네. 감독님은 키가 몇이에요?
How tall are you?
191입니다.
191
I'm about
똑같아요.
191 centimeters.
일단 평균 신장이 엄청 큰데 평균 신장 큰 만큼이나 이 빅팀
Now you gotta be the strongest team in LCK.
네.
일단 어떻게 보면 이 기싸움으로 한 말씀
Is there
부탁드리겠습니다.
any last message for the
저희가
teams up in the
그리핀처럼 되게
LCK?
강팀이면은 저희도 롤드컵을 노리겠다고 얘기를 하겠지만
Well, if we
저희는
were strong
살짝
as Griffin,
겸손하면서
we would like to
건방지게
say we're gonna make it to the
플레이오프
Worlds, but we're not
건방
still good as they are.
진출해서
So
한번 조져해보겠습니다.
we're gonna make sure to make it to the playoffs and make it to the Rift Rivals. next year.
얘기를 한번 만나봤습니다. 자, 이렇게 해서 오늘 배틀코믹스 LCK 새로운 일원으로 합류를 했습니다.
So I guess completely new members will be joining the next LCK, and this will be the end of the 2019 LCK Promotion Series, and I'm gonna throw it back to our caster to wrap up today's series. Thank you.
Thank you, Ji-sun, for another wonderful translation. The last interview of SPO TV LCK. We've come a long way. Battlecomics, congratulations to them. Awesome to have a really strong new team into the next year, 2019. They wholeheartedly deserve it.
If you think about it, we have 3 new teams coming in since last spring. Griffin, of course, joining in summer. Now we have Team Battlecomics and Dumb1 Gaming. Do the math. Count the players who actually have any experience in the LCK. We have Nuclear, of course. We have Punch as well. Nuclear was Sonic Boom. Punch was Kongdu Monster. Soar, also from Sonic Boom. That means we have 12+ rookies jumping into the LCK as well over the course of a year. It's so awesome to see so much change. The generation change is pretty clear for everyone to see, with Griffin being able to move forward. And it's also the change of a generation over here as we're going to start wrapping up what is, of course, the last SPO TV broadcast. We've already had the last OGN broadcast. A lot of thank yous and a lot of names to remember because it's been kind of an amazing 7 years between the OGN and the SPO TV era.
Feels like such a long time. You know, you mentioned you'll always remember the last one, but even the first one I remember coming in here with LS after I replaced Rapid. Huge thank you to all the SPO TV casters. I mean, Rapid casting from the beginning, then LS with me, then I did it with Crumbs. Of course, Papa Smithy came in and helped me out for 2018. Also thanks as well, because this is the end of 2018 LCK, to Atlas and Achilles over at OGN. The whole team, everybody working so hard. We all love League of Legends. Can only hope that we're here or doing League of Legends next year. Everything's up in the air. Nothing is decided.
We didn't get a chance to thank, of course, the older generation of OGNs. Everyone knows Monty and Doe,
Of
but
course,
Chobra,
yeah.
we go all the way back to Torch, who's now in Blizzard Esports. There is also Mole Trap as well. So many names, Chobra. There's so many great names that have, for 7 years, come together and brought you guys the LCK. We really hope you've enjoyed the product we're going to bring. We don't really know what the future holds in specifics, but you saw the ballpark. It looks amazing, and I have very big optimism the next year is going to be great. Worlds, of course, coming hot and heavy very, very soon. We're a couple of weeks away from playing. It's no Korean teams there just yet, so you'll enjoy it. But then the Korean teams show up, and that's how you know stuff's getting serious.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. I mean, we talked about Christmas in October. That's essentially what it is. Playoffs
Every
and
year,
Worlds
baby.
time. Every single year we have it. This time it's in Korea, which is awesome for us because we're going to be here for that as well. It's going to be a blast. And, well, yeah, 7 years. We're kind of turning the page here on to the next one, right? It's going to be taken over. Can only hope that the next 7 years are just as good.
Give me another great 7 years as good as these first 7 have been. So many names have been built. Some of them are retired. Some of them are still going. Score is going to go to that World Championship in Korea and finally hope that he can pick it up. KT among the favorites. But, yeah, it's surreal to be here. When I joined the LCK, which was already a career highlight, I never knew I'd be here to really end an era, and we don't really know where it's going. But it is awesome. Anyway, it's been an awesome time working with you and everyone else. Spo TV have been fantastic as well in 2018. Have enjoyed that privilege. So, yeah, it's still a happy note. You know, it does feel a bit tinged with what we're losing, but we'll be gaining some awesome stuff as well. The Korean casters interacting with the audience as well.
Yeah.
Been an amazing year, an amazing run, as OGN put it, and yet there's still cool stuff coming.
We still got LCK. We still have League of Legends. The game's not going anywhere. The players are getting better, and the teams are getting better. It's getting more competitive every single year, so I hope you guys are with us in 2019 as well. Again, who knows where everything's going to switch around. You know, players could be jumping teams, casters could be jumping around. We really have no idea yet, guys, so, you know, we would love to give you some more information, but 2019, regardless of where anybody is going to be amazing. It's just
there will be sick Korean League of
much
Legends on this channel next year.
Yes.
That will happen 100%. That is what you guys should focus on. Enjoy Worlds and all that fun beforehand. There's always so much League of Legends to think about. I'm more worried about the drought, because post-Worlds, that's when you really, really need some sweet Korean League of Legends.
I know. I'm just gonna be playing, spamming solo queue, just tracking the pros, you know, the pros that are streaming here as well. But either way, guys, thank you once again. A final felt message to all you guys that watch. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time on the broadcast.